Well, we're en route to the field, and we're having to wait for this train to go through. So we just got up to the railroad tracks here. And the stop bars were down just as I turned the corner. And just before I turned the camera on, the train started going through. This train, I think it goes through like 4 times a day here in Warner's. It looks like this one's got all tanker cars on it. I don't know if there's any freight on this train here or not. But we'll be to the field in a couple of minutes. It's only about a mile away from here. And then we'll get started. This will be the first of corn silage for 2021. We're actually getting a little bit of an earlier start this year than we have in previous years. We're actually going to be chopping a 99-day BMR silage variety. It's on some ground that we are gonna plant wheat on, so I planted some earlier varieties so that we could get the corn chopped off a little earlier this year so that we could get some wheat planted early. And that's the last rail car that went through. We just got to wait for these stop bars to lift up. We'll slowly proceed across the tracks, make sure there's not another train coming. Yeah. Now, just a little ways up the road here, we're going to be crossing over the New York State Thruway. So this corn that we're chopping today was planted on May 15th. I started with some 114-day corn. We planted like 220 acres right around the barn, and then we moved over to the Cleverly farm here, and I started planting some 99-day corn. So we'll be to the field in a few minutes here. Well, we just pulled on the Sheets Road, and we're going to be chopping this field up here on our left-hand side. It's right across the road from the dairy barns here. Then we're going to chop that field over there, and we've got one down the road a ways. Actually, I was going to start up there a ways, but I think I'm going to start right in on this corner here. Number 1 loaded, and now we are just starting in on load number 2 here. We're running right at 62% moisture, which is pretty good. It's right where we want to be. We've got some greener corn that we're going to be getting into, so this is going to work out pretty good. This is going right in the bottom of the bunk here. got some tree branches that we're going to be walking under here, so I'm going to pull out a couple rows just so that I can keep this pipe all the way up in the air here. A pretty good sized limb right to our right on this corner here. This corn's pretty tall over here next to this hedgerow. Usually these shorter day varieties don't yield all that well. This looks like it's going to yield pretty good. Running right at 65% moisture right here. You can kind of see that this corn's a little greener. Being that it's up next to the hedgerow, and that is going to do it for load number 2. Well, folks, that is gonna do it for this video. As you can see, the sun has gone down and it just does not make for a good video here to keep the drone flying around. I can't see nothing and I am out of trucks. So that was Alex that we loaded up last there, and we'll see if we can't maybe land this right on top of the chopper roof.